February 2004. Route 112, a twisting, narrow mountain road cutting through the forests near Woodsville, New Hampshire. A young nursing student, Maura Murray, drives alone into the blackness and disappears forever. No footprints in fresh snow, no calls home, just an empty car, hazards blinking at a sharp, icy curve. What made her leave? Who did she hope to find or escape from in the middle of winter? This lonely road hides its secrets under layers of ice, trees, and rumour. Friends described her as strong, yet troubled. Her father never stopped searching these woods. 20 years later, the wind still whispers her name through these hills. Tonight we trace her final miles and listen for the truth hidden in the silence that swallowed her whole. Maura Murray was bright, athletic, and driven. Born May 4, 1982, the fourth of 5 children in a tight-knit Irish Catholic family in Hampshire, Massachusetts, she ran track, served in the Army Reserve, enrolled at West Point, then transferred to UMass Amherst to study nursing. But beneath her ambition, something troubled her. A stolen credit card, a scraped car after a late-night dorm party, little fractures in her perfect student life, cracks she kept hidden. Friends whispered Maura looked tired, distant, always glancing over her shoulder. Some say she was running from something or someone. On February 9th, she sent an email to her professors about a family emergency, but there wasn't one. She packed light, withdrew $280, bought cheap liquor. She didn't tell a soul where she was going. By nightfall, Maura vanished into the cold, and the cold kept her secrets. At about 7:27 p.m, Maura loses control of her black Saturn on a sharp curve of Route 112 near Haverhill, New Hampshire. A lonely bend in the road hidden by snowdrifts and shadows where headlights vanish behind frozen trees. School bus driver Butch Atwood pulls over when he sees the car half buried in snow. He asks if she needs help. Maura calmly says she's already called AAA, but there's no cell service here, not a single bar. Butch glances at her, shivering in the cold, alone in the dark, then drives home and calls the police anyway. When Officer Cecil Smith arrives just 10 minutes later, Maura's Saturn sits silent under a swirl of falling snow, locked tight, hazards blinking into the woods. The driver's airbag deployed, Franzia wine spilled on the seat, accident forms scattered, a rag stuffed oddly into the tailpipe. No Maura, no footprints leading away, only tyre marks and the hush of snow. A neighbour swears they saw someone moving quickly eastbound down the road, coat pulled tight, head down. But when searchers came, the woods gave up nothing. The trail vanished like breath in the winter air. No one was ever found. The initial response to Maura's disappearance drew criticism for nearly 2 decades. Police towed her Saturn, but didn't secure the sharp curve as a potential crime scene right away. Inside, a Coke bottle smelled of liquor, but wasn't tested for DNA immediately. Her father, Fred, arrived within hours, begging officers to treat it as a possible abduction. But at first, police called it a missing adult, no foul play visible. Within days, helicopters circled, cadaver dogs combed snowy woods. A scent trail about 100 yards up Route 112 vanished, fueling theories she entered another vehicle. Over the years, police dug into Maura's phone and bank records, drained ponds, searched old houses. Some locals still question tyre tracks that weren't photographed, delayed alerts, and conflicting witness memories. In 2017, the FBI listed her file in its Violent Criminal Apprehension Program. New interviews came, fresh tips, but no breakthrough. In 2021, police dug up a basement nearby after cadaver dogs alerted, but again, nothing conclusive. Today, her case remains open. The FBI portal still lists her as missing. The New Hampshire Cold Case Unit keeps the file alive. Yet beyond these official efforts, the unanswered questions only deepen. Witnesses reported a short window, 7 to 10 minutes, where Maura vanished. Locals saw a red truck idling near the scene that night, raising suspicions of a stranger stopping to offer a ride. Or worse. Security cameras captured Maura earlier that day, calmly withdrawing nearly all her cash and buying alcohol at a liquor store. She'd packed her car with textbooks, clothes and maps, but why she left and where she was going remains unclear. She'd told professors of a family emergency, an emergency that didn't exist. Then there was the rag stuffed into the Saturn's tailpipe. Her father insisted he'd once told Maura to do that if the car smoked, but some wonder if it was sabotage done by someone else to disable her vehicle on that isolated road. Private investigators and online sleuths have chased leads across state lines and even into Canada. Theories swirl that Maura ran away to start fresh, or that she met someone that night who took her off the grid by choice or by force. Phone records hint at more. Maura called a condo rental agency in Vermont just before she left. Did she plan a getaway? Or was she meeting someone she never told her family about? Inside her car, searchers found packed belongings, but not her debit card, cell phone, or certain prescriptions, none of which have ever turned up. Despite the dead ends, the case remains open. The FBI portal still lists Maura Murray as missing. New Hampshire's Cold Case Unit keeps a file and a tip line active. And, nearly 20 years later, the question lingers in the cold woods of Haverhill. If Maura didn't vanish into the forest, then who took her away? And why? Tonight, we're left with more questions than answers. Questions that echo through the cold forests where Maura was last seen. What was Maura really planning when she turned off campus roads that night? Why did she pack a small bag but leave behind so much more? Why tell her professors there was a death that never happened? Did she hope for freedom, or fear something closing in that she couldn't name? Who saw her standing by her car alone under falling snow at that hidden bend in the White Mountains? Did she climb into a stranger's car, or disappear into the shadows on her own? Why the rag in the tailpipe? Why the spilled wine and the scattered accident forms? Why no footprints where there should have been many if she'd walked into the woods? What did the bus driver really see that night? And what did the neighbours hear through those dark trees? If you hold even a piece of this puzzle, please contact the FBI at tips.fbi.gov or the New Hampshire State Police Cold Case Unit. Each passing year, new theories bloom and fade like breath in cold air. Yet the truth remains frozen somewhere out there, waiting for someone brave enough to face it. Some mysteries never sleep. They linger in tire tracks, whispered rumours, forgotten memories waiting to be spoken. Where is Maura Murray? Who will be the voice that finally brings her home? What story lies buried under snow and silence? And who will be strong enough to uncover it? Good night, and keep searching for answers, no matter how far the road winds.